Anything else you want to include? Do you have any big donors right now that you're...
Well, all you can get is $400. But
Yeah.
I'll say this, you know, because I was almost certain it was going to come up, and I was actually excited because this is how fired up I am about it. When I got involved with this, and people started talking about the dark money, and this was actually, you know, I'm talking before I even announced, like, and I didn't really know I was going to announce until like the night before that board meeting. And when I started to understand, and I asked questions a little bit about like, how do you run a campaign? What does it cost? And then, you know, what is a PAC? You know, I didn't even know what really a PAC was. I know that you always hear that, you know, well, politicians are all bought and paid for. So then I heard, well, different PACs support different people. So what I did, and this is going to make people just go nuts with their theories or whatever, but when I found out there was somebody trying to buy Shasta County, I said, how's he trying to buy Shasta County? They said, well, this is how that's happening. I talked to a person that's very no on the recall, and the money coming from a billionaire somewhere else. I'd never been to Anselmo's restaurant, ever.
You're talking about Reverge Anselmo.
Never been to his restaurant. Couldn't afford to go there. Probably couldn't afford to go there if it was there today. But what I did was I got a hold of him, and I flew to Phoenix on my own dime, $874.37. That's what it cost me to go. And I went and sat with him and said, are you trying to buy my county? Because if that's how deep this corruption was, if that was true, I wanted no part of that because I didn't know where that was going to lead. I feel like our county's been bought and paid for by a lot of different groups. I've realized that now. I hadn't at the end of October before I declared I was going to run. But his experience of Shasta County was my mom and my stepfather's. They wanted to build on their property in Anderson. They had a barn that was built during the Vietnam War and had a repair to it. So the county surveyor or the county building person wanted to find them. And then they wanted to go look at more of their property. And they said, no, that's good, because the reason they were there is look for solar. So they flew a drone over their place. And then my mom had to take down a doughboy pool on 80 acres that was for the grandkids. She had to take that down, so she didn't build onto her home. So when he talked about all the things that he went through, and I knew firsthand that my mom and her stepfather my stepfather went through that, I was like, well, everything this guy said to me of why he's pissed off and wants to create change in Shasta County made sense to me. So if he's behind the recall or if he's behind funneling money, and there's been a lot of other people. I mean, I've given to tons of groups, and there's many other people too that have given to tons of groups. And I don't mean just politically, I mean Salvation Army, etc. But for me, transparent, Courtney, like I flew back there, own money, met with them, asked them, you know, face to face. And that's what I've been